everyone, Karen here, and today I'm making a very special little preschool graduation card. So I'm going to use the Crafter's Companion little cap and diploma that's here. I'm also going to use the stitched lettering that they have here, and I'll get it real close. You're going to see there's stitching on there. And I'm also going to use these scalloped edge dies. Now when you look at these dies, this one here that has the double does match up to this centerpiece here, and I already cut one of the center ones out. So this and this will line up. This other one is a little bit bigger and doesn't exactly line up, so I'm not going to be using that one today. But I'm going to be making an easel card. So we started off with the 10 by 7 to make a 5 by 7, scored at 2.5 and at 5, and then fold it down to make a little easel base. That's what we're going to do here. So I want to make sure I am going to cut this in the right spot on the scalloped edge to be centered with what I'm really going to do here. So I need to put these on here and line up the piece I already cut to where it's going to be, because see, it doesn't line up exactly at the end of the little circles, so I need to kind of, it's going to be about right there. So, but I want this to hold still while I'm lining everything up. So I'm just going to put a little piece of tape on this, just to hold this down. So now I can move this out of the way. This tape does not want to stick to the silicone. Let me grab a different kind of tape here. And we'll put that over it. There we go. That will stick. Alright, so now I have my scalloped edge, which I'm going to put here and line up to where it matches that scallop. And I'm going to bring it down as far as I can. Right here. Now I can move this out of the way. And I'm going to cut this on my machine. Alright, now when I ran it through the machine, I folded the card base over so it would cut through both sides at the same time. And it absolutely did. So let me take off the tape here. Oh, now this tape is really stuck on there. Just slowly roll it off. And let me get the residue off here. But that's all going to be covered, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so now we have our nice little scalloped edge. Here's my front. Here's my front. There we go. Just that nice little shape makes a big difference on a card. There we go. Nice little edge. Alright, so now I want to put in the mat and layer. So this is going to come here, but here again, I want to cut the edge to match. So what I want to do is I'm going to hold this here, and then I'm going to take the edge, and I'm just going to line it up about where I want it, and I'm going to tape it down, and now I'm going to cut this in my machine. Right, now this paper started off as a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And now I've taken just a little bit off the edge and off of there. There we go. To where now this will sit in here just like this, all nice and lined up. So now I need to do the same with the next layer. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to lay this. Now this piece is 6.5 by 4.5. So I'm going to bring it down here to where it is lined up on top where I want it to go. And I'm going to tape it in place. Actually, I'll scoot it up a little bit so I can see the edge of where I want this to go. I will put this on the edge in the same place. I will tape this down. Oops, make sure we're straight here. And I will now run this piece through my machine. All right, let's pull this tape off. Now this should be all lined up. Now if I need to, I could trim the top a little bit, which I think I will need to, just a tad. I'm just going to take a fraction of an inch off of here. Let's see. So that's going to be like that. I need to take off I'm going to say about 1/4 of an inch. Well, actually it's 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to take off about 1/8. And now that is all lined up. Just like that. Let's move on to the next piece we have to do. So now this is the piece for the bottom. That is all done. So now let's look at what I'm going to put on the top. So when this card is closed, this piece here, which is 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and this is 2 by 6 1/2. We'll just go here. Now these are the two I will have to trim. So we'll put those up here for now. Don't have to do anything to those. So I'll put this paper here. I will take my die. I will line it up on the edge. Make sure this is all centered where I want it to be. And bring this up here. And tape it down. And make sure this is straight. And tape this side down. And I will cut this piece. Alright, and we have one more edge to cut. You can see these aren't hard to cut. You just have to take it step by step and do one part at a time. And as you match them all up, you'll be all set. So let's check this, make sure we're good. Yep, that looks good. Alright, so now I just have this one. So let's move the base up out of the way. Bring this one here. So that needs to be about here. And we will line this up. This will line up about here. Maybe a little bit lower. That looks good. So I'm trying to keep the die about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom is what I'm trying to do here. So let me run this last one through. Oh, don't need to run that one through. Last one. Alright, let's see what we have now. Alright, we should all be done with that die, I believe. So let's get all these pieces glued down. And let's check this first before we get carried away. Yep, that will be fine. Alright, so let's grab our glue. We'll start with this one here on the bottom. And then we'll go on to the next part. There we go. That goes there. This one will go on the front of the card. And we'll line that up. So it's not hard to do. You just have to take your time and go step by step and do one piece at a time. This one looks a little off. Am I gluing the wrong side? Let's see. I think I'm gluing the wrong side. Yep. There we go. There we go. Make sure I got the end here. Okay. Now I have the one that we didn't have to edge. And this one is just a 2 by 6.5 on a 2 1/4. Wait, you know what? Let me measure these. I think I'm going to give you the wrong measurements here. The purple is 6 3/4 by 2 1/4, and so that makes the print paper 2 inches by 6.5. All right, now let's glue all these in place. Start with the bottom one. That in the center. There we go. Now for the front of the card, we'll do this one first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the edge one first, because the other one I can just line up to this. Where this one has an exact spot it needs to go. And we'll just scooch that over a little bit. It's crooked. It's still crooked. There we go. Now the top piece just goes across the top. We didn't have to scallop the edge of this one. And that just goes here. Just like that. Now our card base is finished. So now we have to decide how we want to do the rest of this. So I have Happy Pre-K Graduation. We're so proud of you. And I did it in pink. Let's see. There we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. Happy Pre-K Graduation. We are so proud of you. It's on the purple. And I'm using the thicker foam that I would use for a shaker card, the 1/8. And we'll put this in the back. Now I think I have all this worked out in my head where I want to put everything. But I don't make practice cards, so sometimes I have to change things as I go along. Alright, so that's going to be standing up here like this. This is going to get glued down underneath. Yeah, this will be here. I guess I have to decide how high up I want to put this. I'm thinking about here. So I'm going to put a little pencil mark where I need to cut it. So I think I will cut it here, and then it will be cut here. So that should go. Yep, that is not straight. All right. There's my little mark. There we go. There we go, just like that. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue going across. Putting very little pressure on the bottle, just letting it dab off. And we'll put this about here. Then the happy preschool graduation. It's going to go on top of here and be our stopper. Think like that. Now the diploma piece, let's see if I want to put the diploma on here. It has the little diploma, has the ribbon, and it has a little button on here. So let me glue these pieces together. I went ahead and put a gem on here instead of coloring it in. See, both sides are the same. Should be like that. Okay, so this will be our stopper, and the little diploma will be over here. All right, let me look at the die here for a second. Yeah, so there's a little coloring little section over here. So I am going to put this back in here, and I'm going to take a very light color because that doesn't look completely finished over here. So I'm going to flip this over, slide it on top there, and just color in that circle. Let's see. There we go. Now it looks a little bit more like a rolled up piece of paper. Alright, so happy graduation. Go on here. Let's see, so I have 2, 2, right about there. I think I want to put this over here. I think it's going to get lost. Alright, so I grabbed my skinny foam, which is 1/16 thick, but this is only 1/4 of an inch wide instead of 1/2 inch. So let me cut a little piece of this. Put this on the back of the little diploma. I think it needs a little something. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. So we'll put this, let's see, in the middle, around the side. Thinking if I put something on this side, I need to put something on this side. So we'll just put that here for now. Alright, so now we have this. So for the top, I have the little graduation hat, which has the bottom, the top, and a little colored rim. So the little colored trim here is going to go on the bottom, make like a little rim on the bottom. So let's put that in place. And it goes like that. Why do I feel like I'm putting that on the wrong side? I think there's a top and a bottom to this. Let's see. Yep, there is absolutely a top and a bottom to this. Yep, so when you make one, there is definitely the top and the bottom. This is not symmetrical. So definitely find the top and the bottom. But now this piece will come down here and cover it up, so I'm not worried about that. Put some glue across here. And I'm gonna bring this down lower than what the picture on the front shows. I think it just looks better a little lower. Because the picture on the front has it sitting pretty high. And I just like that better. Now the last thing we have to do is the little tassel. A little bit of glue there. This just goes in the middle. Then that goes on the end. Here we go. There's our little tassel. And a little graduation hat that's going to go on like this. So what I have left, let me put all this away. So we are done with that part. And we're done with this. Let's talk about this for a second. Now I've used these before, and what I did is I have everything all cut out here. I have all the names spelled out. Now, you see the little dark lines there? I didn't emboss them. What I did, let me find the little M here. When this cut out, I left it sitting in the die, just like that. And I took the thinnest 0.1 art liner I had, and I just went around and filled in all these little holes. I just made all the little lines like that, and went all the way around each letter, and you end up with that. Because you can emboss them, you can also try to ink them, but I think they come out crisper and more noticeable if you just use a 0.1 pen. You can use other colors if you wanted to, but I had black, so that's what I used. And I just like that look a little bit better. Right, so all the letters are cut out. We have M, A, R, we have a G, we have an O, and a T. Now I was thinking I was going to put these on acetate. So I'm going to need to cut this acetate real quick. Let me put this over here, put this up here. So I know you're not going to be able to see this. So I'm going to cut, let's see which side is straight here. I'm thinking 2 inches. I might be able to go 2.5. Let's see. I can always trim them. I'm going to go 2.5. Alright, so let's bring in our base here and our graduation hat. Now what I was going to do is put this on thick foam, like this. Attach this here, and then have the letters poking out at the top. So let me get the little hat on here. So when this is closed, I want the hat to be about here, I think. And now I need to attach each of these letters. Alright, let's do one letter and see what length I'm going to need here. I'm just going to use wet glue. And we'll stick that on there. Now let's see how high I can put the name, because I can't have it going across, it's coming up higher than this card is here. But it looks like that will be fine. If I put it there, and then I open it up, oh, that will be perfect. Okay, so now, for speed here, let me put some of this tape on here. And then I can put this like this. That's what I will do. Alright, so let me get all the letters on some acetate, and then I will place them. Alright, so here's M-A-R-G-O-T. I'm thinking that these two will be in the middle. Then they'll start coming down because this angle's down. So I think we'll be good. So let me go start sticking these on. And that will be on that side. Oh, that is up too high. Put some more tape on here. Alright, I need to pull this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing here. And I'll just snip a little off of this. Put some tape on here. Let's see, let's make sure they're even. Alright, now we'll go to A. Let's see, and the M will be over here. This will go in between. Let me just trim this one. The M is hanging out a little bit here on the end. There we go. M-A-R-G-O. And the T. Let's see, that one's a little long. Let me trim that one a little bit. I will put another piece of tape on here. So I didn't want them exactly straight across, but I definitely don't want one sticking up more than the others because they're all a little wonky. I want this one to be kind of like the R. There we go. And we're going to have to trim this one too. And the T. And we'll trim this one on the bottom here, just like the M. It was sticking out a little bit. And there we go. So now when we open it, it spells Margot. And then it says, "Happy Pre-K graduation. We are so proud of you," with the little diploma. And I think that is okay. I don't think it needs anything else unless I put a couple little gems on it. But I think with this pattern, they may get lost. So I think I will leave it just like that. So when it's closed, she'll see her name jiggling like that. And we open it, it is like that. There we go. There you go. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel because every week we will have more projects. Until next time, stay crafty.